Oi, oi, what's up, everybody? Sorry for the late start today. A few things going on here. Hi. Anyway, yeah, sorry. I had an email I woke up to this morning from Twitch saying that we were given a new domain name of twitch.tv/disclosure. So yeah, we've just lost the music. Well, we haven't lost the music. We do the music, but you know what I mean. We don't have to now type in disclosure music. You can just type in disclosure. So that's great. Got the verified ID. So yeah, twitch.tv/disclosure music is where you need to be from now on. And yeah, because of that, we had a few problems with the Discord, and we just had to like resync a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it just took like a little while, basically. Ugh, as does this camera to like focus on my face. So yeah, but we look good. I think all the roles are back up and running. Yeah, I think we've sorted it. So good to go. You guys all look like you've got your subscriber labels there, so that's good. Yeah, and the Discord as well. Everything's colourful again now, so I think we're good. Yeah, I still need to change a few things. I think the notification with the link went out to Twitter and stuff like incorrectly, but anyway, doesn't matter. Slightly shorter stream today because I'm a bit late because of all of that, and I also watched the inauguration, which was pretty good. I thought Biden's speech was really good. What do you guys think? Where are you watching from? Were you watching? Do you care? Does it matter? Money. Yeah. Do you have an opinion on this stuff? I don't know. Will Guy go D&B on this is being asked above. Well, seeing as it's going to be a breakdown of an old song that is not D&B, I highly doubt it. But you never know. These things can happen. Yeah, I really can't get it to focus today. I think it just loves looking at this bit, but it needs to look at me. Yeah, stupid camera. Yeah, stay like that. Yeah. Is it a little overexposed today, guys? It's sunnier today, so I can take it down a click if you need. You guys from Toronto? All right. Hey, Toronto. Montreal. Essex, mate. There's always someone from Essex. Leeds, Sheffield. How's it going? Gaga, yeah, I thought she was good, man. Her tuning was spot on. That's a hard tune to sing in that situation too. I thought she was good. J-Lo as well. I love that J-Lo slipped in the lyrics of her own song. What song was it, Em, again? Let's Get Loud. She slipped in Let's Get Loud. So I kind of respect that. It's like the plug of the century. Yeah. Who else we got? We got Antwerp. We got Russia. We got Sweden in the house. We got Canada. We got Essex again. We got East London. All right, mate. We got Brentford. A lot of Essex today. Wow. Are you just saying that you're from Essex now, everyone? Because you know that I'll react. Paddy's still from Earth. Very good. Good to see you, Earth. Vegas. Nice. Coventry, horrible, someone said. I mean, I agree, yeah. I've been there a few times. There's room for improvement, let's say. But yeah, big up Coventry. California, what's going on? Denver. Reigate in the house. Did I go to school with you, Reigate person? Discotheque? Maybe. Are you in your late 20s like I am? Friend Within in the house? Someone just said at Friend Within. Hey, there he is. Liverpool/Oxford. How can you be in both of those places at once, my good sir? But big ups though. Good to see you, Lee. Hope all is well back in the UK. I'm still out here in Miami, enjoying some level of freedom, let's say. Rural Essex. Cool. Yeah, Friend Within breaking lockdown rules on. Yeah, confirmed. Travelling from Liverpool to Oxford, mate. That'll be £1,000. Yeah, the weather is good here. but the camera focus is not, however. What have I got to do to, like, you know? It was fine just then, and now it's... I just need to put it on manual mode, I think, and lock it off. That would do it. Your heart is in Liverpool, but your ass is in Oxford. Nice. Well, I would probably remain in Oxford as well. No offense to my Liverpudlian friends. Just would. Yeah, I need to manual focus it, don't I? I'll figure that out tonight. I can't be bothered right now. Yeah, short stream today, guys. I'm just going to do the breakdown and then make like one thing, and then go and actually go outside. I think today I didn't go outside yesterday very much. So yeah, we'll get on that. But yeah, we did a breakdown yesterday of When a Fire Starts to Burn, which was a lot of fun. Had a lot of views on that already, actually, which was cool. I think we had some front page action from Twitch, which was helpful. Today looks like just the immediate gang, which is fine by me. 600 of you in here, is there, or 700? I don't know. So we'll do a little breakdown of Moonlight, as voted for by you guys, and then make a little beat. But yeah, welcome if you're new to the stream. Hello. Yeah, get subscribed, please, if you want to join the gang. We do competitions every week. Tomorrow, actually, is the first. It'll be the first Be Howard competition of the year. I'll be making some kind of beat for you guys to basically subscribers get the stems. Okay, this camera's pissing me off too much now. I'm just going to figure it out. Oi, oi. There we go. Happy with that. Now you can really see how bad my hair is. All right, I hope it stays like that. Wow, I probably should have done that like months ago, literally. Yeah, close enough, right? What brand of glue do you use to keep your hair in place? Yeah, I use glue. I actually use Pritt Stick. Used it ever since year 3 at school. No, I actually use this little brand called, what's it called? John Organics, I think. John Organics, yeah. So it's like just plants, I think. Not like chemically stuff. I don't know if that's good or bad. And to be honest, it's doing pretty much nothing for me at this point because my hair is just crazy at the moment. I'm just going through this bad stage though, and then maybe we'll get creative and do something good with it. Anyway, yeah, so tomorrow, Thursday, if you guys are already subscribed, you know the deal. For the newcomers, if you guys are subscribers on Twitch, tomorrow, Thursday, every Thursday pretty much, we make a tune live in front of you guys. And for subscribers, you get the parts, you get the stems to the tune. It'll be like a loop, a drum loop, or a little sample thing, or whatever. But there's usually some kind of structure to it, and it's it's a vibe. And then yeah, link your Twitch to your Discord. You'll see like the new channels appear on the Discord. If you subscribe, you get the parts, and then you get all weekend to make a tune out of my parts. It's kind of like a remix, but you can change it, do whatever you want with it, sing on it, chop it up. Whatever you want. All that matters is that you make an impact, and it's awesome and fun. I just basically want to see where your brains go with this thing. And then on Monday, we do a listening session to the top 10 or 15 most upvoted tunes by you guys. So you guys get to vote on each other's tunes on Monday with a little thumbs up emote. Whoever has the most thumbs up, I'll listen through the top 10. We used to do top 15, but I think we're going to change it to top 10 this year because it does take a long time. So probably do top 10s from now on. And then there are prizes, plugins, sometimes synths, headphones. We gave away a bunch of headphones and stuff on New Year's Eve, on Christmas Eve, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, see a bunch of people subscribing right now. Bonavero, someone else gifted a sub. Thank you. Yeah, whoever's just subscribed, big up yourself. Under a Gum. Tay Radley, big ups. Get subscribed, get involved. It's a real fun community we got going on here. Seriously talented people. All the music you've been hearing since we started the stream is like other people's, all of the past entries and the past winners and top 10s of these competitions that we've been doing. So it works a treat, and I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm looking forward to getting it going in 2021. So yeah, come join us. All right, let's get on with today's work, if you can call it work. Here we have the pretty colourful project to mine and Howard's song called Moonlight. We released this in, when was it? 2018? and it was the title track off of an EP called Moonlight, the Moonlight EP. And it was a fun one. We put out a song every day for a week, which was really fun, actually. Yeah, I think this one dropped first on the Monday, and then we did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 5 tunes every day for a whole week. So that was cool. And yeah, this one was mostly put together in the UK. I think it's been through it's had 2 versions, this song, which we don't usually do. As you guys know, me and Howard work most of the time. When we start something, we'll finish it as first intended, and then we'll stop. And if we think it's good enough, we'll put it out. If we don't, maybe it goes to someone else who maybe wants to change it and do something else with it, or it goes in the bin. This song really was a hard graft. This is one of the rare times where we really stuck at it and tried to work through any like creative difficulties that we were having and the disagreements about the chorus and whatever. I did try and find the original version before I started the stream, but I can't. I can only find this project, which is called New Structure. But basically, to explain it, the original version had a totally different chorus, and what is the chorus on this one now? The way it drops is the va 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 boom va doom doom doom. That just happened at the end of the previous version. So we had like a whole nother tune with the same sample, just different chops. Different. I'll show you the sample soon, but different usage of it and different parts taken from it. And then this bit at the end. And I think once we'd lived with it for a while, we agreed the bit at the end was the best. So we ended up using that bit as the main part of the song and scrapping the rest. So it's a bit of a Frankenstein of a song, which we don't usually do. Like I said, I like to jam something out, and if it's good, it's good. If it's not, we'll try something else. But this one, I think we all agreed was worth pursuing. It just set the temperature just right for the EP. And so we stuck at it. Big up Ricky Velvet 926 for gifting some subs there. That's very kind of you, mate. Nice one. So yeah, what I'm going to do is break it down. We'll go through each part, show you how I did it, show you what I did, what Howard did, how we came together for certain bits. I'm singing on this one, which is pretty rare. You can tell it's me because it's just like ooh and ah. There's no words. I think it's me anyway. It might be a mixture of me and Howard together, but it sounds like me. I'm 90% sure it's me. So yeah, let's get into it. This is Moonlight. And we will pick it apart. Thanks to all the subscribers there. It's very kind of you all. Friend Within says he loves Moonlight. Nice one, bro. Yeah, I like this one too. I think this one for me is a nice it's a nice example for me anyway of just like how you can still enjoy a pretty classic deep house song with a slightly different, more modern twist by just using a sample in an interesting way, because the chords and the rhythm of the chords and the actual harmony of them is very kind of classic deep house. Like the people I was mentioning yesterday that I was inspired by, like Mike Huckabee and Rick Wade and Kerry Chandler, these guys. But I'd never heard it done in a kind of taking a barbershop quartet a cappella group kind of way before. And letting that sample unfold and chopping the words. So it's kind of like the house version of Blue World or Where Angels Fear to Tread. Well, I guess that's housey as well. But yeah, it was the beginning of my phase of really just utilizing barbershop quartet music and a cappella music and making chords and synths out of the people's voices. I found that to be really pleasing to my ear, and I don't think many people had done it. Not that they'd never done it, but I wasn't familiar with much music that had been done in that way. So it was inspiring to me, and I really wanted to see where it led. And so Moonlight was one of the first ones that we all thought was good enough to go out. Any initial questions before we get going, just about the general project and the look of this? Someone says, tell you what, I love more than Moonlight. Answering where you're going to be touring in the UK. Mate, at the moment, no plans to tour because, obvious reasons. I think February is extremely ambitious, being that it's in like 10 days. So that's going to be a no. I would say March is probably a no as well. Yeah, sorry about that. As soon as we can, we will. Why is your color palette so good? Yeah, I really, really got into organizing and coloring my projects in this year, actually, in 2018. It was a real like turning point for me where I was like, oh, wow, I actually work so much faster and better when like I don't have to just read the names of everything. I can just associate the sounds with the colors, and I will color stuff depending on how I think it sounds, that kind of synesthesia kind of approach. I don't see colors, but I can kind of associate frequencies with colors. You know, for me, purple and darker stuff is bass. Vocals and stuff are blues and greens. Synths are in like the orangey red zones. So, you know, sometimes I'll color it like that. Any Logic workflow tips? Yes, utilize groups, and they're called track stacks in Logic, but you know, in Ableton they're called groups. See these things here? You can pack these all down, and you can make your project look like you've done absolutely no work, and it's really simple. Look at that, and now it looks like 5 things, or you can go even more. That's so useful. You know, I love all that. I love being able to just pack things away, keep it organized, keep the flow nice and simple. And the fact that, you know, each stack appears as its own channel, and it means that you can add automation and stuff like that, see, to the entire group within the arrange window. I think that's really useful. And then you've got all the plugins down the side and the routing. You know, it's really good. I'm sure other DAWs do that, but I think Logic makes it look the sexiest. Logic still looks the best for me. It's a nice place to work. You know, it's colorful. It's not, I've said it before, I'll say it again, Ableton is great, but it's a bit Windows 95. I just prefer, for something you need to stare at for hours and hours and hours, I think Logic looks the nicest. So there you go. Wow, we just reached level 3 support on the hype train. I don't really know what that means, but I guess it means you guys are being really nice. So big ups. Thank you. Door wars happening again. Will you reschedule the gigs? I really can't wait to see you guys in Liverpool. Yeah, of course. I mean, where we can. I think a lot of the venues we were going to play on that tour were quite small. And so if they still exist and make it through this difficult time, we'll play. But look, we'll play in Liverpool again in our lives, I'm sure. So just hold tight on that one, man. Sorry about that. Do you ever use VCA channels? Yeah, the only VCA channel I use really is on the master. See this one? Oh, you can't see it because it's behind me. But, well, actually, wait, yeah, you can if I switch to, here you go. That's a VCA there. And that just controls the entire volume of the whole of the master out. But no, I don't. I find in Logic that VCAs have become, for me, a bit redundant because of those groups, like I was just talking about, you know? The fact that, because with a VCA, all you can do is control volume. Whereas with the groups, you can control the volume and add plugins and sends and blah, blah, blah. So I know they are like, you know, they do have different purposes, but for me, they just got substituted by the VCAs. So it's like whatever. By the groups, sorry, that's what I meant. Damn, see, even my colors now, they're not up to my current standards. There we go. It's a little bit easier, isn't it? Logic has subgroups. Yeah, it has there's 2 ways of looking at it. Look, you see here, right? You've got, say I wanted to, like, all these are in a stack, right? These are all the vocals that you'll see in a minute. And I can fold them up like that into one bus, which is super easy. And they've all got their own plugins and their own volume and their own pans and all that. But you can also use them as groups here. See where it says group? I can add a group here. All that will do is group the faders. See? Now when I move the faders on one of them, they all move together. If I take off that group, we're back to square one. I hope I left that where it was. It'll be roughly right. So yeah, you can use groups like that to, you know, move the faders together. But, you know, for me, I like to just set the faders how I want them in a group, like with these vocals here. We got 4 doing one note, 4 doing another note, blah, blah, blah. And then this fader takes care of the volume of everything. So I kind of just, you know, VCAs and group volume for me have passed their time. I'm sure plenty of people still utilize them and need them. You know, that's fine. But yeah. I record in 24-bit 44.1. Hey, Connor. How you doing, man? Good to see you. You love this song. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to break it down. You are here at the beginning, so you haven't missed anything. Just talking through my workflow at the moment on the general page. Someone says, I miss parallel bus option like in Studio One Logic. I don't really know what parallel bus is, so cool. Do you know how EQs work? How do they work? What? You want me to give an EQ breakdown? I'll do that another time. But yes, I know how EQs work. and I know what they're for. Yes. Okay, let's keep the questions about the project, guys, if possible, rather than door wars. Is everything quantized? Definitely not. I would predict that there's a lot of flams and stuff in the drums, or at least across all the drums. Once you start looking at them like this, but it's fairly on the grid. This song, it's very 16th led. So, but yeah, as you can see here, there's a good example. A lot of flamming and double notes, not quite in the right place. So we'll look at all that in a minute. Yeah, I like to do all that stuff by hand, just so stuff, clicks and separates in a human way, rather than it all just being bam, bam, bam down the line. Do you take the low end on the send and return channel? Do you take out the low end on the send and return channels? Ooh, I don't know what you mean, man. Sorry, be a little bit more specific. Maybe I can answer. Do you use swing? Yeah, a lot, all the time. For this project, however, no. This project is, like I said, it's straight. You can hear it in the drums. Like, it's just doing 16ths. So there was no point in swinging it. It's down the grid. It's down the line. So it didn't need any. Didn't need any swing. I'm just going to turn up the volume. It's quite loud enough, is it, for you guys? Oh. There you go. All right, should we start doing some more specific things? Someone's taking off their shirt. Good decision. Get relaxed, guys. Lay back. Oh, you mean a low cut on some of my sends? Yes. So for the reverb one, you don't need to, because this is the reverb I use, and it has a high pass filter built into it. So that's all good. But yes, if I'm sending to like a chorus or a flanger or anything like that on a bus, I'll always scoop the low end on that bus before the effect. If you don't want it. Like, for instance, if I'm sending a kick drum, like here, to my reverb, you wouldn't want all that boominess in there. So yeah, I would definitely high pass that. You don't need to put your pants on. No, you can keep those down. That's fine. All right, let's get into it, guys. Comments are flying in, but I'm just going to have to ignore those for a second. So here's a quick blast of... you know what? Here's a quick blast of the original sample. That's what we should do. The original song that I sampled for this track is by a group called The Real Group, or just Real Group. It's from an album called Nothing But The Real Group, so that must be like a greatest hits or something. I don't know when the original was done. And it's from 1989, I think, this exact album, but they could have done it before that, so... But yeah, they were big in the 80s. They're an 80s 5-piece a cappella group made of 3 guys and 2 girls, I think. I don't know much more about them other than that. But here you go. I'll give you some... I'll give you a little look at this. This is how it sounds. It's a beautiful song.
Money will be
And it just goes on and on in that incredible way. It's a proper journey. I highly recommend listening to the whole thing with headphones, loud and with your eyes closed. It's absolutely gorgeous. They've done a cover of Sir Duke. There's God Only Knows, the Beach Boys. And then, yeah, this one is called When I Fall in Love. Beautiful, beautiful song. It's a bit of a jazz classic because, you know, there's a lot of versions, but that one is particularly incredible. So yeah, that was where I found the sample. A lot of people are asking about the clearing process. I mean, we have managers, you know, now and a whole team who work with them, and you know, that's kind of their job. So, you know, I'll make the music and I'll tell them, here's the sample and here's the exact album it's from and here's the label. See what you can do. Sometimes you can't find who owns the sample and the tune is lost. That has happened like a couple of times, you know, where we just cannot clear the sample. And so we've had to scrap a tune. But, you know, more often than not, when you get to kind of our level or let's say our stage in the game, I do see it like a game, you know, people will respond at least and lay out some terms of what they want in exchange for the sample. Sometimes it's just, you know, like a one-off payment, or sometimes they want a cut of the publishing. You know, I'm not going to go into details about this song because, you know, it's kind of private stuff. And, you know, that's depends on the real group and what they want and what we want. And, you know, that was all negotiated. But yeah, it was all very easy, like a very easy process. They made it really like nice and easy for us. And I think even tweeted and Instagrammed like the song when it came out. So it was all love, all love and good vibes. But yeah, clearing samples is, you know, it's hard work, but I think in this day and age, it's important to do it. And, you know, especially if you want to protect yourself financially, but also just for the positive vibes. You know, I think a lot of the calls and talks at the moment in society about things like cultural appropriation, a lot of that stems off the back of just people not, you know, respecting what they're sampling or where they're drawing influence from. And so, in my opinion, you know, draw as far and wide as you want. You know, draw from as many cultures as you want, but just respect those cultures and make sure that each side is happy and you're reaching out and you're having that connection. You know, you're not just taking stuff and using it and putting it out and making money off the back of someone else's work. You know, make sure you're clearing your samples. You know, and it's hard in the early days. You've got no money, and so it's difficult. Sometimes you get lucky. I mean, I remember when we were clearing our stuff with Eric. You know, Eric Thomas. We weren't big then for using When a Fire Starts to Burn and whatever. He was bigger than us, but he made it so easy, and so, you know, he was so kind about it because we put the effort in to reach out and talk to him. And more often than not, that is the way it goes. And from my experience, especially on drawing from lots of influences from Africa on our last record, like Fatoumata Diawara and people like Blick Bassi and, you know, everyone that we've sampled from there, every time we've reached out, they've been just so hyped that we're, you know, drawing influence from their culture and they want to spread it, and it's doing it in that respectful way and making it fair on each side, I think, is what's missing and where all that chat about, you know, injustice comes from. So anyway, rant over about that. The Real Group made it super easy, really nice guys. Amazing song. Please listen to it if you haven't already. And so, yeah, we decided that the part we wanted to use, oh yeah, I should say, half the tune's in Ableton. That's why I'm struggling to see where it is. So this is the Logic side of things. Bam, here's the Ableton side of things. So I put the song into Ableton to chop it up, I think, because I just prefer the algorithms. The way that Ableton, you know, does that, just does the warping and stuff. It just makes it so much easier. So here you go. This is the sample. Where's it coming in? There it is, Ableton sample. Rolls and rolls, and then it gets to this bit here and it does this cool little choppy thing. So then it chops off, and then I put the same sample into probably a Logic sampler. Yeah, here it is, and that's when I sort of started playing it like a chord. So, you know, here you go, you got the same sample. oh, whatever. I'll just let it play itself. Yeah, it transitions from the "In Love" to this more kind of stabby thing. So they're all just different moments in the song, little stabs of their beautiful voices to make these chords. For those asking how I'm doing this, so this is called Ableton Rewire. So this is something you can do within Logic, where you basically use Ableton like a playback device, like a plugin almost. All Ableton's doing here is playing in sync with Logic at the exact same time. So, you know, if I press here and press play, it's going to start playing, and so does Logic. So it's like they're synced up and they're just talking to each other. And you can send each individual stem from Ableton down a different bus into Logic. So you see here on your output, you click Rewire Out, and then you can choose from all of these millions and millions of options where you want that sound to arrive in Ableton. And then you just do the same thing in Ableton, in Logic. You go here, Ableton Live, and then you've got all of these inputs. So the outputs from Ableton become inputs into Logic. So I'm using not loads. We've got a drum loop happening here. We've got, this is probably another drum loop down here. And then we got the real group stuff. There's something muted up here, which is probably leftovers from what I was talking about earlier with the stuff that we didn't use. Listen to that. Moonlight, moonlight. Yeah. So that was the original loop. That was what we actually had as the original build-up. Instead of it going, in love, it was going moonlight. And that's why the song's called Moonlight, even though it didn't make the cut in the end. Yeah, we scrapped it. There was a load of samples happening that currently aren't in there. But there you go. That's how the song got its name. It's because the original sample we were using was saying moonlight. And the word in love, I mean, that's been used a lot for songs. So I thought moonlight was cooler. And it does have a kind of nocturnal nighttime vibe about it. I can see myself, it's slower tempo. I can see like a late night drive through a city. It's pumping. You're in a good spot. But it's also like a big warm hug. That the drop for me is very comforting and warm. It's not like big party time. We had it in the show for a while, and we ended up taking it out most of the times we were playing in big rooms because it just didn't translate well in a big room. But for a daytime party or a smaller, more intimate thing, it's a great song to play, especially like towards the beginning of a set. Slower tempo gets the plums going, shall we say. Moonlight was not ever considered for Energy now because it was made like 2-3 years before we even wrote any of the music. Maybe a couple of songs for Energy, but most of the stuff for Energy, it was done. We always knew we would release an EP between our second and third album, and that would kind of tie us over. So they were all just kind of boxed in together, those ones. Thanks, Tobin. Nice one, bro. Appreciate that. This was legit the tune that got me through the first lockdown. Awesome. There you go. It's a good tune for dark nights, let's say. Anyway, thank you, mate. Back to the sample. Got a hell of a lot of plugins going on here. So I think I'll start by breaking down the sample as it's the most important part of the track. So I've already shown you the Ableton side of it. Here it is, just looping around. So I'll show you what's going on there. So before the drop comes in, let's loop it, say bar 25. So we got a lot of automation going on here. Just build-ups, building, dropping, building, dropping. Got like a filter. Delay, reverb. We're using a little plate for this one as the reverb. So here it is with no plugins at all. Yeah. Someone just said, are you doing anything in Ableton? When you use Ableton as Rewire, you can't use plugins. You have to choose which DAW you want to be the master and which one to be the, horribly, they call it the slave. I wish they would change the terms, but it's the master and the slave. Ableton's doing the slave work. Logic is the master. So yeah, all you can do in Ableton is use its algorithms and its warping, which is all I want it for anyway. So that's doing that, and then all the plugins happen once the once the audio hits Logic. So that's it with no plugins. So still sounds beautiful, but kind of dead sounding. So first of all, we're in Pro Q2, giving it some high boost, taking out some resonances that I don't think it needs to. That's like a just weird. I think Howard probably requested that one because there's a note popping through that isn't in the right key or something like that. Yeah, these are all just weird. Yeah, weird sounds, and then brightening it up a little bit. But pretty minimal, basic surgical EQ. Then we're going into some, oh God, this plugin keeps giving me grief. Then we're going into some basic soft tube saturation. Very, very minimal again. Like I've literally got it turned up like, oh my God, this plugin needs updating so bad. I've literally got it turned up like two notches. So just adding some saturation and some harmonics. And then we're going into an 1176 compressor. That's just, just bringing the dynamic range down, stopping it going in love, just making it in love, just making it, leveled and balanced. So, because I don't really want it to be as expressive as the original. I'm using it like a pad. I'm using their voice like a synth, and I don't want the synth to like jump and dip and jump and dip. I just want it to remain constant. Then we're going into Gem Dopamine, which is one of my favorite plugins for boosting and lowering highs. So yeah, just doing a great job at boosting those highs there. Nice and bright. Someone said, does Howard have perfect pitch? He doesn't, but he has very good like relative pitch. He can pick out notes in a chord pretty well. But no, he can't just go "Ooh," at his face and him go A flat. Like, yeah, he couldn't do that. He can get close. So that's the Oxford Inflator. I've been through that a bunch of times. Yeah, you guys, if you want to learn more about what that does, just go watch the video on Universal Audio's website. Probably do a better job at explaining than me. So I'm de-essing there, but only slightly, like 1 or 2 dB, just on where it really, begins to get really loud. Just taking out some highs there. Then we're going into a ring shifter, which is a crazy modulation, like frequency ring modulator, basically. Yeah, it's wild. So that's, very subtle. I've only got it down like here. But if you're listening in headphones, you should be able to hear that just kind of going from left to right, left to right. It's one of Logic's best plugins, I think. I don't know if there's another one like it that comes with a DAW for free, but it's great. I'll crank it up and show you what it does. I've used it for a long, long time. Help Me Lose My Mind is a good example. The synth in there it goes through a lot of this for the build-ups, and I go like so yeah, it's got like a phaser, flanger quality about it, but it's more aggressive and more like filtery. I love it. So it's a great, well, for a stock plugin, it's awesome. Then we're doing some more EQ, and I think this one's more, this one's got some automation going on, just opening and closing that filter. So we start, down here. And it just opens up slowly. Just taking out a bit of low mids there, a bit of boxiness that I didn't like. Then we're going into the effects. First up, H delay. Really long delay, like not very rhythmic at all. It's acting more like a reverb, kind of. Just quarter notes straight down the middle. Little plate after that, which is a really nice, simple reverb. I don't use it much anymore, but I used to love it. I just love that it's just time, cut, mix. Like, I love anything like that. And this little modulation thing here, which just shifts it around a bit, gives it a bit of character. You can go infinity as well, like that. It'll just go on forever. You can make some really cool pads that way, actually, if you just, blast something through it and put it on infinity, bounce that out, you've got yourself a cool little pad chord thing that you've just sampled. Or it's quite good for, you know, reverse vocals too. If you just do like a ha through it and let that reverb trail on forever, you can bounce that and flip it, and then you'll get that thing happening, which is, I like using little plate for that. So it's a good reverb for a quick, just throw it on anything. It sounds good. And then we're going into Soothe, which is, I'd probably change the arrangement of that now. I'd probably put Soothe before the effects, just so that the effects aren't like using any of the frequencies I want to take out. But you know, that's just, I've just learned that along the way. Back then, I wasn't really thinking about that stuff. So Soothe is basically taking out a lot of the harsh frequencies. So here's what it's doing. Just taking out those really high upper harmonics that you just do not need in the mix. So that's doing, but not very much, you know, a couple of dB here and there. I was pretty happy with the EQ of it already. And then it's being sidechained by the kick drum. Pretty aggressively, actually. A lot of pumping going on there, but that's cool with me. And then this end is to Logic chorus. We were talking about earlier. There's the low cut on the chorus bus, so you don't want to be, I don't like sending any sub to my chorus. And that's it. That is everything happening with the build-up sample. And yeah, like I said, then it kind of falls in this really nice way. It's just my favorite part of the song into a sample of the sample, which is being pitched around on the keyboard. So, and that's down here called stab chord bus. The main one is this. Here's the MIDI. So each of these little notes is doing a different. It's just a really dope synth that I made. Basically, it just sounds sick. I need to unmute some of these, I think, for it to all work. But I'll just let it play. You can see it. So we're going out of the legato, longer original sample into those floaty chords. We're missing some of that, aren't we? I wonder why. Maybe because that's on. Or maybe I just decided against it. Yeah, should be. Huh. Anyway, you get the idea. The second one's one of my favorites, the way that it goes. That's like, I just drew all that in manually. It's kind of like a slow, it's as if you're turning an LFO down, you know. So it goes like, each one's just getting slowly further apart from the last. So, you know, it's kind of a classic Disclosure trick to, you know, come in not on beat one, but that was, you know, a nice freshened up new version of what we have done a fair amount of times. Yeah, for me, for my ear, that's just super satisfying. That gives me the chills, that one, you know. Good vibes, man. Good vibes. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with these other notes. For some reason, they're not sounding. But maybe I did that on purpose. Maybe I was like, oh, it's too much. Maybe if I extend that, it'll do it. Yeah. I think I had a different sample there originally, and I decided against it. Yeah. It's still cool, but yeah, you can see what I was doing, like just doing da dum da. I was just going even more crazy with it. So instead of deleting all the MIDI notes, I thought I'd keep them there in case I like change my mind. But yeah, I just like reduced the range in the sampler of what it can do down to like that. So then it wasn't making all those crazy sounds. Just check that's still working. Yeah. So that just didn't quite make the cut. Guy has swag. That's right. Damn right I have swag. Moonlight VIP, just add those notes. Yeah, true. That would be a pretty minimal VIP by my standards, but yeah. Is the second synth made of a sine wave? Good question. Let's have a look at this. So underneath the stabby deep house chords. Oh, we should probably go through the effects on that. So here's the here's everything without that. You know, if I extend the release on this as well, you'll hear the sample come through like a bit more. Yeah, so you can see by all this moving, there's a lot of automation in there that's controlling like the attack and the sustain and the release. See, that's how I'm making it go like because it's going like see. If I make that even bigger, it's just like gliding softly in. You know, I could have just left it like that and it would go like da 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 da. It's just not satisfying though to me. You know, there's a few ways you could do it and it still be vibey, but that's the one I went with. I don't know what this is doing. But yeah, anyway, only two automation things going on inside the actual sampler, which is just attack and ADSR stuff. On the bus though, we got, some filters and some ring shifter. So that's what it's doing. Look, if I expand it loads. Oh yeah, I've got it turned off. Yeah, just making it all crazy. Someone says you're giving away too many tricks. I mean, I've been doing this for months, man, and I still haven't heard anyone release the exact same song as me, so I'm cool with it. Let's see. I just want to, get people inspired. Okay. Yeah, here it is with no effects. Then first of all, we're just overdriving, then a bit of EQ. It's actually pretty much the same resonances that I put on the original sample, so just taking care of that again. Tremolo, which is just slowly panning things left and right. Here you go. Very subtle though, like 18%, which is not very much. And then a couple of effects, this Logic reverb and some H delay. Just the very high end of the sample on that one. And then on the bus, we got some effect tricks, which is coming and going phaser. Actually, no, I think I've got that on the whole time. Just a very small like phaser, just again, giving it some like, just some point of difference to make it feel a little bit more like a synth. I wanted to take it away from that vocal sound a little bit and make it sound, like we've actually done something. You've seen the ring shifter. Then we've got, just more EQ, compression, 2 H delays, which will be being automated. Yeah, see it's on full. Oh no, it is on. But yeah, I won't go into detail about that. It's some delay and reverb. You've seen it before. This is chorus. This is more chorus. We're going to 2 chorus units. We're going to the Logic chorus and to the Tal Juno chorus. Huge difference without those, you know. I mean, I've gone crazy with them there, but, you know, here it is without. And with. Just pushing stuff out to the sides, making it sound wide and really nice. All right, that's the real group Moonlight sample. Underneath it here, we have an ESP, which is literally just doing noise. I'm just using this stock Logic synth just to generate white noise. So here it is on its own. It's just going pshh, pshh, just to back up those notes. That's it. Someone said, have you covered what synths they are yet? This is just a sample of the vocals. Yeah, we did go through it. You'll have to watch it back, I'm afraid. Okay, then up ahead, we got some more chords, which look to me... it's Diva. Diva is on the, what's that, HS protocol setting. I've probably tweaked it a bit. Yeah, we're going through some rotary cab here. We're going through some reverb. I've probably tweaked it, but it's been years, so I'm not actually sure. But here's what it's doing. It's really garagey, actually, isn't it? That kind of stabby organ. And then we've got another one called a buzz chord, which is coming from Omnisphere, which needs updating, apparently. The Anticipation of Energy Pluck 1 is the patch. And that is doing this. Very minimal little string thing. Sounds good in the mix, though. Yeah, so... and that is a E flat minor 7 with a ninth. Classic deep house chord right there. Yeah, it's just one chord. Goes throughout the whole song because, you know, it's only backing up that one moment. And then also backing that up, we have a string, which is just doing like a single note. Wow, there's a point where it actually does two notes. Can you believe it? The octave above. And we have, what's this? Up lead. Oh yeah, so unfortunately, I lost the automation for this. When I opened the project, it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. But what is happening is it's actually something I was trying to do yesterday while I was making music for you guys. It's just doing some frequency modulation. So you can see here we've got two oscillators open. Here it is just with one. Just basic sawtooth wave. And then I bring this one in. And now I'm going to change the frequency of this one, bounce it around a bit. So I've done that before in a couple of songs, and it's just a classic Moog trick, you know. You get your two or three oscillators and you start pitching them around and bouncing them around, and so yeah, that's what that was doing. The automation is there, you can see it. It's just it doesn't work when I press play, unfortunately. So you'll just have to listen back to the original for what that is. Then we got some beeps. That's just a Logic synth, retro synth it's called. Looks like I've just made that patch myself. Yeah, sawtooth wave, two oscillators doing a sawtooth, one slightly out of tune with the other. Very plucky sound. I'm kind of using that like a rim shot almost, but, you know, like a rim shot for the drums that's got an actual pitch to it, you know. Well, that's what it is in my head anyway. Like if I was going to add a rim shot, that's the rhythm I would do. You know, I would do like... In fact, you can hear one. Yeah. I actually did do one. Might be that. Yeah, there it is. So I'm just backing up that rim sound with these beeps. So yeah. Someone says, I'm surprised you use so much stock Logic plugins. Yeah, man. How come? Do you think because you like the mix, and a mix is only good if you use a load of analog synths? I used to think that too, but I disagree now. I think a mix is good just using the tools that you know the best way you can. And for me, if I'm just making a little beep sound and I just need a sawtooth wave, there's no use in going for your vintage Yamaha CS80 for that. You know, I might as well just use this. So yeah, but thanks though. I'll take that as a compliment. I actually used to say in interviews, like when people like used to say, "Oh yeah, the mix is so good. Wow, what do you use? This must be done on some really pro thing." And I show them, yeah, I kind of just used stock Logic plugins and mixed it through Logic EQ and didn't even have any plugins on the output track. It'd be like trolling someone, you know, like trolling a mixing engineer, which is fun. So, but yeah, it's a mixture. You know, I've also we've got Diva in here, which is, you know, super expensive plugin, and that's doing some work. So it's a combo. But yeah, I'm really happy with these pads. You know, that's some of my favorite chords and pads that we've done. And yeah, the lead one isn't even a synth; it's actually people's voices, which is so cool to me. So yeah, there it is together. There you go. So backing that up and kind of in line with those long strings and that kind of modulating sawtooth wave that is on Monarch, we added some vocals. I've called it the woo bus because it's pretty much just me going whoo, or who, sorry, yes, who. So up first on the who bus, we got these, which would be like the root notes. I'm pretty sure this is me, but it could be Howard. But yeah. And then another harmony comes in.
Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
Next harmony. And then I love this last note. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are me. There might be one Howard in there, probably this one, if there is. But I know for a fact that these are me, the really high ones. And I like this last note. Yeah, so when you put them together with the chords, sounds lush. Yeah, there you go. That's the kind of Moonlight pads. Let me solo that without any plugins so you get an idea of where that how that sounded. There's not really much plugins on the woos themselves. They've all been melodined to hell because I can't really sing. So you can see some leftover melodines there, but I think they've mostly been bounced and then I would have hidden the originals or something like that. Oh, I don't know, but they've been tuned, no doubt. At least touched up, like at least tweaked, because yeah, I'm not a singer. Here it is without any plugins. I'll give you the last one, so it's got the full range. So I got them all panned, some hard left, some hard right, a few in between, just like, you know, fanning them out, covering like the whole sort of stereo field. Some of them ascending to a bus. I think that's the octave below. So that's given me some lows, which I just guess I didn't bother to record. Yeah, so that's just doing the whoo. I don't know why we didn't record that. Probably from a place of laziness. Going through this lovely compressor, Blue Stripe 1176, which adds a lot of distortion and harmonics as well in a good way. I like it because it brings out all the breaths in between the vocals. Sometimes you don't want that, but for me on this song, they were kind of so like part of the pad that I wanted to make the whole thing super airy. So compressing them quite hard, bringing out those breaths, boosting the highs here, as you can see, again to add that breathiness, taking out a horrible frequency. Saturating them with my broken soft tube just up to the first notch this time, very light. This was probably before I had Saturn, or at least I knew how to use Saturn. Yeah, it's not even on the master out, so that's probably why I'm using that instead. Echo Boy. Quarter notes. Big delay, and then we got like a ping pong delay on top of that, so it's like 2 delays, one down the middle, one ping pong. Sorry, Twitch is just having a little freeze up, I can see. I think we're good now. I have not updated to Big Sur, no. Yeah, I saw some frames drop in there. I'll just give it a minute. Yeah, it's weird that it's dropping. I'm not sure why. Everything looks good, my end. I think it's must be on Twitch's side, to be honest. I'll just keep waiting because I can see the frames dropping within Streamlabs. So I think it'll stop if I just wait. So give me a min. I'm only on 8.5% CPU, so it's not that. It's nothing to do with my computer. Okay, it looks like we might be on the other end of it. Perhaps. Sound's going through fine, yeah. The thing is, I'd rather wait because, you know, all these videos, we edit them and change them into like, you know, YouTube videos after. So I don't really want to have to like wait and have to do this again or whatever. I don't want to have to chop up a really bad Twitch stream. I can see it still dropping, so. But I don't know why. Just going to check my internet speed.